happy Friday to all of you who are watching and streaming from the commodity of home. Right now, it's raining in the Houston area in the Museum District, and I think it's going to continue to rain, right, Doctor?
I haven't checked the weather, but I'll trust what you say.
That is correct. Yesterday we got some hail coming on at night, so the hopefully it just gets every. We got happy once the rain started because the hail it causes a little bit of destruction, right? Thank you for tuning in for all of you TikTokers, Facebook, and YouTubers. This is Coffee with Dr. Munné, another great Friday. And today we're going to dig in deeper. Last week we talked about sinus graft, and we had all this amazing content before and after cases that you can look on our social media channels. Just keep tuning in and follow us and like us and comment below. Now we're going to get with Dr. Munné. She's going to talk about sinus graft, the continuation of the series. Thank you so much for being here today, Dr. Munné.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Adrian, and welcome all of you. Good morning. As well as Adrian was saying, and I just want to let you know that last week on the case that I presented that I was going to be doing surgery, we filmed the surgery and it's going to be on our YouTube channel. So please refer to that so you can see live surgery going on as we did the sinus elevation, we placed the bone graft, and you can see all the steps. And I'm going to show you today a before and after only of one case. We actually today we have another bilateral, so I mean both sides of sinus graft this morning. So I'm just going to get quick so I can get to that. And I'm going to be now going into our PowerPoint presentation. And Adrian, I forgot already where I need to go here. Okay, thank you. So I'm going to post these x-rays so we can look at that together. And here, let me get my pointer. So now on the screen you can see my pointer. I'm going to show you the area that we worked. So we worked on the upper right. This is actually not our first slide. So for the first slide, I'm going to go here. That's our first slide. And this x-ray on the left, the large one, that's called a panoramic x-ray. And it gives us just like a panoramic view, right? When you look at the landscape, it just gives you like a broad view of the whole oral cavity. You can see the sinuses too. You can see the joints here on the sides. We can see the nasal area. We're going to be looking at the upper left on your screen. There's this tooth. This is actually called tooth number 3 for those that want to learn the teeth numbers. And if you see, we start counting on the upper right. So it's 1, 2, 3. So that's why it's called tooth number 3. Is the first molar. So it's a molar, a big tooth. And this tooth had a root canal. You can see we have another x-ray here. That's a more detailed x-ray. It had a root canal. That's why the area of the root looks white. That's the filling material that we place inside. This tooth actually was fractured. You can see fractures on the root, and it had a lot of infection around. The tooth really was hopeless. That root canal had been done a long time ago, many years, and that's common. That happens when a tooth had a root canal for a long time. Sometimes there's a possibility of fracture, especially if the patient is a grinder and a clencher, and that's why maybe your dentist is recommending a night guard. And I totally agree with them that you should go ahead and get the night guard. So the tooth was extracted. I'm going to show you here on the next x-ray. Is not changing for me. I am maybe it's this other one to go forward. Yeah, that's where I was going. Oh, now I did it. So in here we can see that the tooth is already extracted, and this is the panoramic x-ray after we had done the sinus graft. So you can see that there's a lot of bone on the sinus area. If you look at the x-rays on your right side, the small x-rays, those are called periapical x-rays. On the top x-ray, you see that the sinus area, we had very little amount of bone. to place the implant, and then the one on the bottom is actually after the bone had already been added. So you can see the floor of the sinus, that's this area right here. So leaves us very little amount of bone um, for the implant itself, and then after the bone has already been added. That's actually a lot of bone. And if you look at the x-ray on the left, all this bone is going to allow the patient that if something happens in another tooth, that the sinus has already been elevated. That's going to give the patient the ability to in the future restore any teeth with implants if their teeth his teeth fail, and be able to place an implant at the time. We're going to go now to the next view where we see that it just went back for me. Okay, now, so we can see here after the implant has already been placed, and here with the implant with the crown. The photo on the right side of your screen, that's actually when we placed the implant. We placed the implant, that was the day of the placement, and we placed the little head. It jumped back here. We place like a little, let's say like a hat, and that hat covers the top of the implant and helps reshape the gum. And on the photo on the left, we can see here with the implant already in place, and you can see the crown. So this is like a great result. Also has resolved the sinus issues that the patient had, because this type of procedure actually helps on rebuilding the floor of the sinus. And if you have a lot of congestions, then that's going to help also on getting that congestion, not having so many infections anymore. And now I'm trying to go back to here to our view. I can't find my mouse. Sorry. This is the first time that we're doing this technology. Here, you want to get the mouse? Oh, I got it now. It's right here. Oh, I'm on the top. Okay, well, here we are again. So I hope that you enjoyed seeing this case. We're going to film some more today of the surgery, and we're going to show you a little bit more of the sinus lift procedure just to help you get acquainted with it. And if you need one ever, it's just not to be scared, because it's something that works really well. It's very predictable, and it can help a lot of patients, restore their oral health. And with this, thank you so much for watching. Please go to our website, go to our TikTok and all our social media pages, like us and follow us. And thank you so much for being with us. And do not hesitate to give us, a shout or put your comments, messages, any questions. We're here to help you out. Thank you, and see you next Friday.